What's going on? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the boxing guru, and I'm here to talk about how Undisputed is the new wave, man. Yo, when my man Teofimo Lopez won the Undisputed title at 135, beating Lomachenko, the person who people were claiming is the #1 pound for pound, and beat him clearly, I feel like that sparked something beautiful in boxing. So when he became the undisputed champion at 135, I feel like Canelo, the most popular fighter, who I think is the #1 pound for pound, not Lomachenko at the time. I always thought Canelo was the #1 pound for pound. I feel like that inspired him, and he's made it pretty clear. His goal right now is to be undisputed at 168. He moved up to 168 for Callum Smith, the #1 guy, the WBA champion as well. The WBC made it for the vacant WBC as well, for whatever reason. And so now he has 2 of the titles. He's scheduled to fight for the WBO with Billy Joe Saunders. And it's pretty much clear that Caleb Plant said he's not taking another fight, the IBF champion. And he's ready for Canelo in September. So we're going to have an undisputed champion at 168 and 135. If you guys also haven't been checking the news, the fight with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua has been signed. They just haven't agreed on a venue and date, which I don't see why that would be a hurdle. They're both from England, and they both want to make money, so it'll be held either in like somewhere Saudi Arabia or in Texas that they're holding 100% capacity. So you have the heavyweight division, which is the most popular division, about to be unified. You have the most popular fighter at 168 about to be undisputed. You have pretty much, I want to say, the hottest prospect. And by prospect, I don't mean like he's an up-and-coming guy in terms of like he's up-and-coming into being a contender. I mean up-and-coming in terms of he's only 28, he's young. He's still not super known, but he's definitely one of the hottest young fighters. That's probably the best way to put it. The hottest young fighter coming up right now because of how he won the title. He knocked out Comey in 2 rounds, spectacular knockout. He then beats legitimately Lomachenko, the person who people were saying was #1 pound for pound. And we got Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez also signed and sealed for a fight in May to be undisputed. Jamel Charlo has 3 out of the 4 belts in the 154 division. I don't see why he can't be undisputed. And if we can start a trend, if Teofimo started a trend where undisputed is the new wave, he might have saved boxing. Not in sense that it needed saving, that it was a dead sport, but more so is he might have injected new life. Because a lot of the times when I speak to casual fight fans as to why they don't like boxing or why they're not so into boxing is, I don't really know who's the champion. You got the WBC, IBF, IBO, IBU, you be me. And it's like, it's too much for them to scramble in their head. Teofimo at 135 is clearly the champion. I know there's a controversy with the WBC, with Devin Haney being the WBC champion and, Teofimo being the franchise champion. Listen, I made another video explaining that, why I think Teofimo is really still undisputed. But yeah, being undisputed is also financially rewarding. Like, look at the contract, the purse bid Teofimo got for his fight with Camboso. It's a little known Australian fight. I want to say he's from Australia. A guy that very, unless you're a really hardcore fan, you never even heard of. And he got, somebody bid $6 million for his fight. It's definitely something that I feel is going to really grow the sport. Once Canelo becomes undisputed, once Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury become undisputed, Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez, one of them become undisputed. And if Teofimo makes a couple defenses with the type of names that are at the 135 division, and all his fights are getting promoted as undisputed, when he fights Devin Haney, when he fights, if he fights Devin Haney, if he fights Ryan Garcia, if he fights Gervonta Davis, maybe a rematch with Lomachenko. These are big fights that could be promoted as undisputed. And I definitely feel like he started up a big spark in boxing. And I hope this trend keeps going, because again, it's financially rewarding for the boxers, and also it's rewarding for the fans, because when you become an undisputed champion, it means you fought other champions to get all those belts. And when champions fight champions, it's the best fighting the best, which is something that people in boxing say. People who are casual fans say, listen, the best don't fight the best. That's why I'm not a big boxing fan. And if we're being fair, that is somewhat true. You know, we do get fights sometimes a little too late, or they make us wait a little too long to get it, or sometimes we don't get the fight at all. But yeah, so I hope this is a big new trend, and if it is, from here moving on, I just want this documented. It was Teofimo Lopez who started this new wave. But all right, guys, thank you so much for watching all the way through to the end of the video. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, and follow me at _BroadwayJoel in Twitter, and on Instagram is at BroadwayJoel. Thank you so much. All right, guys, peace.